Joe Espada made a curious decision in bringing in John Singleton. Of all the pinch hitters that he could have selected, I know there was a right-hander, and it's a tough right-hander on the mound. Man, Mauricio Dubon is just, if you're going to pinch hit for Jake Myers, a guy who homered in the game already, a guy who you've been standing behind all preseason, talking to, and everybody what kind of faith you got in the guy, and then you come up in a game situation, and early in the game, it was relatively early in the game, and you got 2 outs and 2 runners on, and you put a non-contact hitter. Now, John Singleton, to me, should be pinch hitting if you're down 2 with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th. And that's the only time John Singleton should be pinch hitting.
Right.
Because he's got the possibility of hitting that 3-run homer. It's more likely. Did you see the stat last year, his pinch hitting? 1 for 19.
Yeah.
It's 20 times more likely that he is going to make an out and more than likely strike out.
You weren't saying that when Espada went to him in the postseason?
Yeah,
with
he had one at bat where he walked.
That's right. It was a huge walk.
It was a huge walk.
That
was a huge walk. Mauricio Dubon was a really, really good player for you all year. You don't... I don't know. Already.
Oh, you guys thought you had escaped?
The coin has spoken.
You guys thought we were done with this?
Well, I don't know that. Would you have? Okay, when he came up, would you have pinch hit for Jake Myers in that spot?
I mean, I'm always down for pinch hitting for Jake Myers. He did have a home run, which is fine.
Yeah,
that was a long time ago, though.
No, what?
It was way earlier in the game.
Well, it was only the
first.
He struck out his second at bat, but here he comes in the third at bat.
Yeah, and then but what did you do for me lately?
Oh, wow. Okay, but
I didn't think you had to pinch it for him.
I didn't think.
I mean, obviously, you're sitting there on a close game. Like I'm not sure that you had to do that. You're certainly not doing it for any defensive purposes.
No. Dubon can play center field.
Yeah, he's fat, but so is Jake.
But you're not doing it for that reason.
No,
you're not doing it for that reason. Still, you got it is a top. It's the bottom of the 6th. It ain't like it's the 9th inning, and you gotta have that. I don't know. Well, we got he did address the issue.
Yes, and one game in, we've got managerial
well, there's always going to be.
It's always going to be, but
always.
We thought, Joe's going to be different from Dusty. Dusty's like, oh, y'all thought you were finished? This is what it's going to be. He's new. He doesn't have any track record, so Joe Espada's going to probably deal with this and all year long. And if the first decision is hitting with John Singleton, not great. No. Oh, and by the way, you probably didn't see it, but oddly enough, putting Singleton in led to racial controversy. His wife just posted people going after her.
What, she posted what?
She tweeted out comments that people sent her immediately after.
It's not people. It's one person.
It's one person.
Yeah, so that's why it's a little, because I went and looked at it. It's one guy, honestly, on Instagram who went and was saying racist stuff to her. It's this guy with the egg, egg.
Yeah.
And so I don't want it to get overblown like Astros fans are doing this. It's one guy who she blocked out his name. I'm assuming it's a him. Just blocked.
Why did she block out his name? Shouldn't she expose him?
Yeah, but just block.
Well, he was saying ugly things. Yeah.
She said it's a fake account. Somebody asked her.
Somebody,
She said it's a fake account.
Someone created it just so he could do that.
Somebody created just to, she's probably blocked him before. Just block him again. But when I saw that, I was very dismayed. And I am still dismayed that somebody said that to her. But I was thinking it was multiple people, and I went to it, and
That's
it
what
looks
I thought
like
at
it's
first.
just the same. Yeah. It's just the same person, which is terrible.
Well, let's hear Joe Espada explaining why he put in John Singleton for Jake Myers in that situation.
Yeah, listen closely. This is off a Twitter video, but you should be able to hear him.
We talked about that matchup before the series started, as a staff, and just good sinkers by Loizaga, and that's a really good matchup for Singleton. So I thought it was a good time to send a good lefty against a really tough righty against righty, trying to give us the lead there.
So they talked about it before. They liked that matchup.
Yeah, he said it was good for Singleton.
Was it?
That's what they thought.
It was an analytics-driven decision. It didn't work.
He ripped one at about 12 miles an hour back to the mound.
Well, on paper, John.
On paper, it's a nice matchup. I don't know. John Singleton is not a contact hitter.
I'm less worried about that than I am Framber. Like, why are we focusing on this instead of Framber with 6 walks?
Yeah.
Like, if Framber isn't
And a
good,
hit batsman.
you don't have to worry about John Singleton pinch hitting. That's the least of your problems if Framber is not a whole lot better than this. And this is on the heels of what he did last year.
Yeah.
You know, so especially second half of the year. That's the big story is Framber is not finding a plate again. Like, what the hell's going on? Then Presley getting yacked around. And then you had,
Montero go solo homer.
Doing Montero stuff. Like, I don't know if we're getting career years from all the guys, John. I'm not sure. Jake Myers is on pace for a career year. I will give you that.
And Yiner had 3 hits, and McCormick.
Yiner's going to be good.
Yeah.
And McCormick's going to be, I think Yiner's just a good basketball player. I just don't know, man. The bullpen, I don't know why Montero's going to be. We saw the outlier year from Montero. We experienced it.
Yeah.
In a World Series. Then they paid him for the outlier year, and they're paying for it again now. They're going to pay for it twice. But the Presley thing is concerning. You don't like that, and the Framber thing is. Not concerning.
Well,
it's one game.
It's
not concerning.
Would you say what we saw in Game 1 are all the things you would be concerned about if you had questions about this team?
Oh, you mean Bregman not getting hits early in the
Framber,
in a tiny sample size.
But if we were picking
Bregman and Tucker doing nothing, Framber not throwing
Tucker
strikes.
got a hit to win the game if he gets in there.
I guess he did get a hit late.
Or
yeah,
it would have tied
the game. Yeah, but if we talk
was he in, by the way?
Nah, I don't think so.
You think he got tagged?
It looked like he got tagged.
Okay,
looked like he got tagged.
I thought it was. I wasn't all the way sure on it.
Yeah. It looked like he got him on his side as he was, it took him a while to touch the plate, so it looked like he was out. I mean, there was no way they were overturning that. No way. They didn't have conclusive evidence. You know, Jordan ripped the ball. His first hit, and then he had 2 hits on the day.
I'm not worried about Jordan.
Altuve is going to be fine. He was 1 for 5. Bregman is going to be fine. I mean, he went the other way. Did you in this offseason, he said Jonathan Loaizaga is the toughest pitcher he faces. Is the toughest pitcher in the league, he said. Yeah. He said that was his toughest guy to face. And he singled off him, which was nice. You know, Abreu picked up right where nothing.
The triumphant return of Abreu is something
we'll see.
I'm still not
it's
really
an 0 for
in on
3.
that
He was great in the postseason. But the pitching, that's the earliest that we've seen Ryan Presley ever.
Yeah.
He pitches in the 6th inning? Well, that's how he's been demoted? Well, you're not our closer anymore. You're going to be our long reliever in the 6th.
Well,
like, wow.
Get guys out.
Yeah, just.
I mean, listen. Your job is to do what your job is. This is not going to be on Espada.
What did you think of Hader?
Well, I mean, that looked good.
Oh, that looked great.
Yeah, that looked good.
Yeah.
Obviously, 3 strikeouts in an inning is pretty good.
I mean, the last one was a little controversial. I don't know that all those were strikes, but man, that dude, he can really wing it.
Well, it sucks it's the first game, you lose, but it sucks to lose a 4-0 lead early. I mean, you had so much, the energy was there. It's like you had it all going for you.
Yep.
At 4-0, you have the back end doing their work. You think, man, if the front end of the lineup starts getting some runs, this could turn into a 7-2 before you know it. And then Framber, and then the bats went silent, and then Framber, man, just completely
6 walks and a hit batter.
Yeah.
Wow, he was all over and he got bailed by the double plays. And it's like, oh my goodness, the luck is with Framber today. And then that 4th inning, holy crap!
Well, that's why you can't just say, "Oh, guys, get out of jams all the time." Like that's not.
Well, it helps that
favorable.
He's a sinker ball pitcher and gets double play balls.
Yeah, he does. But when he doesn't, it's big runs. It's big innings. Like you can't be a guy who lets a lot of people. You can't just nibble all the time or have control problems with a whip that's around 1-1 or 1-2, 1-1-9 or 1-2 because you're going to get hurt by it.
Even when Framber was at his best with his 25 straight quality starts or whatever the number was, I forget.
He got out of everything.
80, whatever. He got out of everything. He had given up a 3 spot in 1 inning and then shut him down the other innings. He did that a lot. He does that a lot, and where he just loses it for one inning, and then that happened yesterday.
We've been spending so much time talking about Hunter Brown and Christian Javier, but the fact is, I mean, we kind of have to make an assumption that Framber's going to be just fine and going to be a good pitcher. If he's not, it alters everything.
Yeah.
If Framber is not going to be a consistent pitcher, Framber's not going to be a consistent winner for you. You may not be a favorite in the division because Framber's a big part of it. He doesn't really miss starts. I mean, he's considered a guy who's a stopper.
Well, he was 11-10 last year, and they still got to the 6th game. I mean,
yeah, but you can't do that every year. That's not going to happen every year.
Well, we'll see.